The story begins with the CEO of a film industry company who is extremely calm and composed. He is watching a live press conference of Bear, who is signing a contract with Global Pictures. The owner of Global Pictures is very impressed by Bear's intelligence and happily agrees to the deal. However, he says he'll sign the contract not today, but tomorrow. As Miss Bear is leaving, she hears a sound coming from her car trunk. When she opens it, she finds someone sitting inside and is completely shocked. It turns out to be her twin sister. Both sisters were always high achievers in childhood, but while Bear always came first, the other sister was always last. The twin sister takes the documents and tells her she should go home. On her way back, Miss Bear has an accident. While her sister tries to help, the BSF, likely a reference to an organization, is busy murmuring about the contract. Lily, the sister, realizes how important the contract is for Bear. Meanwhile, the owner of Global Pictures is waiting for Bear to sign the contract, but she doesn't show up, which makes him furious. He says they'll cancel the deal just when Lily arrives. She apologizes for being late, signs the contract, and is introduced as the new CEO of Global Pictures. Everyone is shocked, but then someone recognizes her. It's not Bear, but Lily. She explains the situation and says it was very important for her to be there and sign the contract. She says to someone, "It was really nice meeting you today, brother-in-law." He replies, "I'm not your brother-in-law. Your sister and I only pretend to be husband and wife in front of others." Lily is surprised and says, "My sister never told me anything about this." The next morning, we see Lily dressing up like Bear because it's her first day at the office. As soon as she enters, she starts helping one of the workers. Watching this live, someone tells her, "You're not here as Lily, you need to act like Bear." He explains how she's supposed to work there. Lily replies, "I'll do exactly what you say, but I need to meet Miss Hina." She disguises herself as Bear and goes to meet Hina. Since both of them are wearing similar clothes, Lily takes off her coat and puts it aside. At that moment, Bear's assistant enters and says, "My grandfather has kept a minute for you today. You must come." Later, we see a dinner scene. The father of one of the characters, who is a shareholder in a licensing company, says, "I want my daughter to play the heroine in your upcoming movie." Rising, a character, replies, "I don't talk business at dinner." We then see Lily serving wine at dinner and accidentally spilling it on her clothes. She leaves the room embarrassed. Then someone tries to get close to her, but he backs off immediately when License, another character, shows up. The guy gets scared and runs away saying sorry. Later, he's seen thinking about the incident and looks at a photo of the girl and is completely shocked by what he sees. She goes and sees that people have made very strange comments about the pictures. All the company members are sitting and talking about these pictures. They say, "We don't want our company's reputation to be ruined because of the pictures." So, Listen says to everyone, "There's only one way to solve this situation. Miss B and I must live together in the same house." After hearing this, all the company members agree, and Lily has no choice but to accept it. Lansing tells his assistant to make the news public. It turns out that Lyson had planned all of this because he likes Lily. She says, "Doing all this is very difficult for me, but no matter what happens, I'll do anything for you." The next morning, we see Lily putting her hand on Lys's shoulder. He says to her, "Smile, the media is taking our pictures." She thinks he's asking for a kiss. At first, she hesitates a lot, but then she kisses him. He says, "I just told you to fix your hair." Hearing this, Lily feels very embarrassed and says, "What have I done?" Looking around, she becomes very happy. She says, "I had no idea your house is so big that your room is on the second floor and mine is on the ground floor. If you need anything, let me know." She picks up her bag and starts to leave, but her bag accidentally opens and a small mirror falls out. There are many romantic books in her bag, which Lys sees. She tries hard to hide them, but Lys already saw them. At that moment, License comes in. Seeing the food, License says, "The food looks delicious. I hope it tastes just as good." While eating, he looks at a plate and says, "Where did you get this plate from?" Lily says, "All the plates in the kitchen were used, so I took this one from the front." Hearing this, he's completely shocked and says, "This plate was worth 3 million yuan. It had very expensive coating and you washed it and ruined it." Hearing that, Lily is also very shocked. She says, "This plate is worth 3 million yuan? Then Lily starts blaming herself and says, "I'm so stupid, I had no idea." At first he says, "It's okay," but then to tease her, he says, "You'll have to pay me back for it." Hearing this, Lily is very surprised. The next morning, we see Lily in her office, trying to find ways to earn money online. At that moment, her assistant Ding comes in. She types quickly and says, "These are frauds. They asked for money in advance. Do you need money?" Lily says, "Yes, I really need money." License is very surprised. She says, "If you take care of him, I'm sure he'll forgive your 3 million yuan debt." Lily really likes this idea. Then we see that she is taking very good care of Mr. Live-In. She brings him water and goes to wash the plates. Lizing is very surprised by this behavior. While washing dishes, Lily's hair bothers her a lot, so Lizard helps her by tying her hair with a hairpin. He says, "I'm going to my room." While folding clothes, she gets a call from her mom. Her mom says, "Tell me clearly, why are you living with someone else?" She replies, "She's taking a stand shower." She says, "I can't hear your voice." Then the call gets cut. Back in her room, Lily brings something and starts imagining, but he doesn't do anything like that. She takes her clothes and goes to her room. She says he didn't say that. She comes to her room and starts looking for her pajamas. Then she remembers she accidentally kept it with Li Xing's clothes. She goes to License's room and calls out to him. She thinks he isn't in his room. As she's about to leave, she sees Lansing and gets very scared. She falls on him. Lansing takes full advantage of the moment and tries to get close to her. She slaps him on the face and starts scolding him. He says, "You don't need to do anything. I've forgiven your debt." She becomes very happy and says, "You're such a good person. You're my best friend." She starts to leave the office, and as she picks up her pen, she says, "You know, she must have left this here by mistake. She's completely crazy." Now we see Chu talking to her grandfather about the upcoming movie. Then she brings up the topic of the accident and says the driver told her that they hit a VR. Her grandfather, scolding her, says, "Never speak to me about this matter again. If anyone finds out..." In her office, she tells her assistant Ding, "Mr. Li Xing has forgiven my 3 million yuan. Then Lily gets a message from an unknown number. The unknown person insults her badly, saying, "You are staying in the same house with my crush. You should stay away from him." She is very shocked. She gives some documents and says, "Director Nam has finalized the heroine for his movie. We have to go for a meeting. The meeting timing clashes with your movie shoot schedule. I want you to adjust your movie." He says, "If a reality show is more important to you than my movie, then you can quit this movie and do your reality show." He straightforwardly says, "We cannot change our movie schedule." She replies, "No, the movie is very important to me. I'll do the reality show later." Seeing that, he praises her and says, "You are bold, smart, and straightforward." She says, "It's not like that. I just don't know how to talk to people." He says, "You're really nice, but you have to keep this a secret and not share it with anyone, especially who the heroine of our movie is." Lily says, "Okay, I won't share this with anyone." Then she loses her balance. He grabs her hand and pulls her. Her lipstick color stains his shirt. She gets nervous and says, "Let me clean it." He says, "No need," and walks away. Then we see someone trick Lily and give her a gift. They say, "Miss B, we're huge fans of yours." Lily feels very proud of her sister. She says, "My sister has so many fans." But later she finds out that there was glue under the gift, which makes it stick to her hand. Li Xing takes Lily to the doctor. Lily gets very angry at herself and says, "I'm such a big fool." Next, we see Chiu guessing who the heroine of the movie could be. Her assistant tells her, the whole crew is going to check locations, which are quite far. Just then, Chiu also arrives. She tries to get close to License and gives him a bottle of water. He almost gets angry, but then he takes the water bottle from Queen. She says, "I don't want water." He says, "We only have this one bottle of water." Hearing this, Lily forcefully grabs the bottle and drinks the water. She needs a break from the fear. As she is about to leave, Queen falls and says, "My leg got hurt." She asks for help, but no one responds. He tells his assistant, "Help her," and then leaves. When the assistant goes to help Queen, she gets very angry and stands up and walks away. She is already very tired. She goes to open the washroom and sees License in front of her. She covers her eyes and says, "What are you doing here?" License says, "This is not the washroom, it's my room, and both rooms are attached." He tells his friend, "Turn off her water." Her water is turned off while she's drying her hair, and her light also goes off. Lansing enters the room and helps her with drying her hair. Lily falls asleep. Next morning, when Lily goes to her office, her assistant Ling tells her, All the workers are talking about you two. You both slept in the same room last night. I just want to ask if something happened between you two. Lily says, "What kind of question is that? Nothing happened." We see Lily, button by button, revealing to Chu that the heroine of the movie is none other than... She says, "Whenever I traveled with my mom, there was a boy who always helped me. I want to find him. I hope I'll meet him sometime in the future." Next, we see she's unable to get any information and says she's not answering my calls. She says, "I know her address. I'm going to her house." There are many reporters outside her house. They say, "Then don't go." She says, "I'll go." Lily goes to meet her secretly and asks why she wasn't answering calls. She says, "I can't do the role in this movie anymore because I'm having some family problems. I can't be the heroine in this movie." Lily tries to understand her, but she clearly refuses. They wonder, why did she refuse like that all of a sudden? Something must have happened. Next, we see all the company members sitting in a meeting, discussing who will be the heroine of the film. They suggest the name of the daughter. Then they are forced to agree, even though Chu doesn't like her at all. She says, "Are you angry?" Chu says, "No, I'm not angry at all. That's why we had to do this." Next, we see Lily and her assistant talking about Queen. Just then, Queen's university student enters and starts talking about salary. She says, "The salary is too low for me. At least I need a private toilet." She shows attitude and says, "The salary should be at least $500,000. Only then I will sign the movie contract." Showing attitude, she walks away. She says, "You're the movie producer, so this is your problem." She says, "I can do anything and I will solve this problem myself." She shows a lot of attitude and says, "If I'm going downstairs, then pick up my heels and bring them down." Lily is very suspicious, but she has no choice, so she brings them down for her. There, all the models are treating Lily like that, and she is very surprised. Then Queen says, "We all want coffee. Go get coffee for everyone." She orders coffee for all of them and brings it, but sees no one is there. She calls and finds out that they have already gone for dinner. When she arrives, all the models have already left. One of them is sitting and says, "I forgot my card at home. Please pay the bill." Lily tries to understand and says, "If you don't sign the contract, the loss will be yours." The woman replies, "If I don't like the script, I want a few lines to be changed." Suddenly, she throws water on Lily's clothes and says, "Excuse me," and walks away. Lily is very upset and says, "I really tried to understand, but Queen didn't agree." So she gives her cat and says, "Here, keep my card." Lily becomes very happy. Next morning, we see Lily and Leasing in the office. Leasing says, "Today I'm going to hold a big meeting to discuss all the actresses' salaries." While they are discussing the movie, news arrives that a famous actress had an accident. She fell during the shoot and got injured. Due to this, pressure mounts on the company, and her salary is increased. Everyone is talking about it on social media. Lily says, "If I take pictures of her," she continues, "it's all for our plan." On the other hand, she says, "By looking at these pictures, I completely suspect she's acting. Nothing really happened to her." Lily disguises herself as a room service worker and enters Sen's room. She says, "I need to change the bed sheet." Sen says, "But they changed it this morning." Lily replies, "We do it 3 times a day." She tries to lift Sen from the bed, but Sen alerts the security guards. Security removes Lily from there. Lily tries to prove she is lying. She succeeds in taking some pictures, but when she shows them to her assistant, nothing appears clearly. As she goes to drink water and lifts the glass, she sees a cockroach underneath. She gets scared, but the cockroach gives Lily an idea. Next, we see Leasing at a press conference thanking everyone. All her fans come to get autographs from her. Lily is also present and brings a flower bouquet, which she places near the stand. Bees are sitting on the flowers. Everyone starts running away. Even the fan stands up from her chair. All the reporters and fans notice this, and everyone realizes that she is absolutely fine and has been lying. He says to her, "You should go home. You should sign it." Everyone becomes very happy and praises Lily a lot. Next, we see her brother License, who makes a grand entrance in his supercar. He says, "Where are you? I've arrived." When they see his car, she tells all the workers, "Who parked this car here?" Then, when both go to Leasing's office, they see that everything has been ruined by the elder brother. She says to Ling, "Why did you do all this? And who are you?" He is arrogant and speaks very rudely to everyone. He says, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the CEO of this company." Hearing that, Lily says, "Are you crazy? CEO of this company?" Leasing is shocked. She says, count everything that's broken, and charge Mr. Leasing for it all. He says arrogantly, I have a lot of money. All your cars have been unfrozen, and your car was also towed due to wrong parking. Then Leasing gets very angry and leaves. He goes to pay the fine for his car. As soon as he gives his card, it's revealed that his card is not working. It has been frozen. He calls his grandfather and says, Please unfreeze my card. His grandfather insults him badly and says, How could you go to your brother's office and do all this? Go quietly and work at your brother's office. He starts working there, which makes his grandfather happy. His grandfather says, You should understand your brother and forgive his mistakes. Take care of him. He won't do anything wrong anymore. There's a big difference between you and your brother, just like there was a difference between me and my younger brother. But my younger brother always helped me in difficult times, and you should also help your brother. License gets a bit upset, so Lily, to cheer him up, says, Let's watch a movie together. They sit down and start watching a horror movie. Lily gets very scared watching the movie and leaves. License also gets scared watching it and leaves. Lily says, I got really scared. Tonight I'm going to sleep in your room. If I sleep downstairs, there might be cockroaches. She says, Let's share one bed tonight. Then both of them sleep on the same bed. Next, we see someone taking pictures with the director and all the actors on the shoot location. He says, You both are very responsible, and says, I was waiting for you both at the shoot location, but you didn't show up. Then he shows them the pictures. Looking at the photos, they laugh and tease him, saying, You went to the wrong location. It's not Tour of the Youth, but Journey of the Youth. Hearing that, Leasing is very surprised. He says, There's dinner tonight, come to the correct location. We see that Leasing and Lily drink a lot. They get out of control. When Lizard finds out, he comes and takes Lily away. Because of drinking too much, she kisses Lizard and ties his hands before leaving. He is very shocked. Later, when she comes back and asks, You were behaving very strangely last night. After hearing this, Lily remembers everything. She says, I'm ready to work with him. On the other side, we see Queen arguing with the movie's director, saying, My scenes are very few in this movie. You need to add more scenes for me and change the script. But the director clearly refuses and says, We can't change the script. Hearing that, Queen gets very angry. She says, You can't change the script? And then leaves with an attitude. Then we see Lily suddenly. A guy comes from behind and hugs her, so Lily hits him hard. It turns out he's a childhood friend of both sisters. Just then, Lansing comes and tells Harmful, Bear went to Australia for a secret meeting. It's a very confidential meeting. That's why Lily is staying at my house to avoid suspicion. License is absolutely right. Bear's actually in Australia. But Harmful says, I need to go to Australia to meet her, so give me her address. To divert his attention, Lily says, Stay with me here instead. Anyway, I want someone by my side to help me type. On the other side, we see Queen. Her secretary King tells her, Ma'am, you have a shoot. But Queen says, I won't go to the shoot tomorrow. Next day, Lily gifts Leasing a blueberry cake, but she doesn't know he's allergic to berries. After hearing this, Lily is shocked and says, I totally forgot. We see the movie director waiting for her, but she hasn't arrived yet. He's very worried, so Lily gets ready to go for the shoot. The director praises her for handling it like a pro, but she says the scene is getting unbalanced and leaves. Later, she sees rashes on her arm in the garden and gets scared. A doctor rushes to her and applies ointment. She accidentally pushes him off the bed, but when she sees License, she gets very embarrassed and says sorry. In the next scene, we see King talking to Lily and telling her to go to the shoot. Just then, a thief comes and steals her purse. He catches the thief, and it turns out it was Milk in disguise. Milk gives the purse back to Secretary King, and she becomes very happy and starts to act friendly with him. She says, Don't lie to me. Then she listens to a recording of King. After hearing the recording, Queen is very shocked. The voice says, If you don't come to the shoot tomorrow, I'll expose you to the public. Queen gets very angry and slaps her. The team that planned all this becomes very happy as their plan succeeded. Next day, Milk says, She went to the shoot. Hearing this, Lily becomes very happy. Someone is playing a game, then Lily arrives and hits him. She says, Stop playing games, go look at the fox. He asks, Did something happen between you and Leasing? She replies, Mind your own business. He gets up and tells Leasing, You're the company CEO and you can't solve such a small problem? If I were in your place, I'd have solved this easily. Hearing this, Lizard says, I'll give you 3 days. Bring me a sponsor. Lee-Sing confidently replies, 3 days are more than enough for me, and walks off, being overconfident. He tells the ladies, my friends are super rich. It's very easy for me to find investors. Lee-Sing tells his friends, we need 50 million yuan for the title sponsor. His friend says, for me, giving 50 million won is very easy. Forget it, I'll give you the money. Hearing this, Lily becomes very happy with Lee-Sing. His friend also says, I have the money, I'm ready to give it to you, tell me how much you need, and she raises her hand. He says, I'm ready to give it to you. She replies, not 5 million yuan milk, 50 million. Hearing this, Han Fuse says, who will give you 15 million yuan? The friend even said he would gift me a Ferrari. Hearing that, Harmful starts laughing and says, no one has ever gifted you a rose, and you're expecting a Ferrari on Friday? Just then, License arrives and sees them both together. He goes to his room. She asks, are you upset with me? He says, ever since your friend came, you don't care about me at all. She replies, it's not like that. He has always tried to keep me away from you since childhood. He's just very mischievous. Next time, Lily and Lee-Sing are waiting for his friend. He calls, but the friend doesn't pick up. Then they both go to another friend. That friend says, I'm ready to give you 15 million yuan, but first I need 2 million as a loan. Someone is coming to collect it now. But the friend runs away. She gets angry and screams, your friends are just like you. Next, we see Lily returning home, and Lee-Sing has arranged a surprise for her. She becomes happy. They spend very good time together and take selfies. Then we see Julie and Chu going to meet their friend who agreed to be the title sponsor. He says, I have one condition, you need to cast Chu in the movie and change the script. Hearing that, they refuse and leave. He says, fine, I'll do it my way. Lily becomes very happy and says, you're so smart. Then they give each other a high five. Then we see a full group meeting, where Lily says, if we had kept depending on Lee-Sing, we would have never gotten the sponsor. Hearing this, Lee-Sing becomes emotional. To say sorry, he brings her water but accidentally spills it on her laptop. All the workers are shocked. Because of the water, her laptop gets damaged, and she becomes very upset. Next, we see that the full movie script has been uploaded on the internet. Everyone becomes very disturbed. Our movie's shooting has already started, and we can't make any changes now. He says, I'll sit in a meeting and discuss this. Then he says, the person who leaked the script first works at this center. Hearing the center's name, Lily says, that's where I sent my laptop for repair. Hearing this, Wing becomes shocked. She asks, did you read the script from the laptop? Lily replies, I deleted the script. I even deleted it from the recycle bin. Lily becomes very upset and says to License, please believe me, I really deleted the script. He says, don't worry, I believe you. We'll find out who did this. Meanwhile, the director and all the members are very troubled. They say, we should change the script. Someone gets angry and says, the scriptwriter of this movie, it's a very time-consuming task. Many scenes have already been shot and we can't change the script now. He says, you should go home, you must be very tired. But she replies, I won't leave you and go. Next, we see the company workers talking about the situation. Lee-Sing overhears their conversation. He finds out that this was all done by Chu, together with someone using an email ID, but no one has any idea how she managed to do it. She says, don't bring this up tomorrow, and leaves. He says, let's go eat something. I'm not very hungry, you eat, I'll eat later. He says, you care so much about me. Then adds, don't worry, I will solve this problem as soon as possible. License's father says, she replies, I'm the one who sent the laptop for repair and I take full responsibility. If someone has to be punished, it should be me. Taking time for this is too much, and I don't want him to leave this company because of it. That's why it's better that I resign from this company. She sits and imagines that everyone is blaming her. Just then, License enters and says, there's nothing like that. She brings coffee for all the workers and thanks everyone. Just then, Ding enters and asks, where are you going? If someone has to leave from here, it shouldn't be you, it should be me. I'm the one who did all this. But he says, I didn't do any of this intentionally. Chu brainwashed me and forced me to do all this. He apologizes to everyone and says, I had no idea she would leak the script. Lily gets very angry at him for what he did. Scene shifts, we see Lisangle insulting Chu badly. He asks her why she did all of this. She clearly refuses and says, "You are blaming me, what evidence do you have?" He says, "Don't act innocent, I will expose you in front of everyone," and walks away. Chu says, "Was that really necessary?" But she doesn't listen, shows attitude, and leaves. She's very disturbed. "Don't worry, everything will be fine," she's told. Then asks, "So, when are you leaving my house?" Just then Lily arrives. She tries to get close to Harmful and says, "I feel like something is definitely going on between you two." Lily covers her mouth. Next scene, we see Lining standing outside his brother's office. Just then, Lily arrives and asks, "What are you doing here?" Lining replies, "I came here to submit my design." Leasing also arrives and says, "After doing all this, now you're running away?" He says, "I won't accept your apology, instead I'll punish you. Your punishment is that you'll have to clean the entire office." Lining says, "I won't clean. Instead, I'll pay you money." He replies, "Do you think I treat you like a beggar? Quietly clean the whole office or I'll throw you out." She gives signed documents to Leasing. "Did you not sleep last night? Why are you behaving like this?" Lizard says, "You're the one who sent Dia, and you already signed it." She gets surprised and says, "I completely forgot." Then we see her going for lunch and taking another worker's meal. He says, "That's my lunch. Are you okay? Is something wrong with you?" She replies, "I'm not feeling well," and leaves. He says, "We know, don't get involved. Just focus on your own work." He is very arrogant, but you are very responsible. This makes him very happy. They are discussing the script and end up falling asleep there. Next morning, Lansing arrives and drives the horned fox away, then picks up Lily and takes her from there. He is surprised and says, "There's definitely something going on between these two." She feels sleepy, so he says, "You should have finished your sleep at night." She replies, "We were working on completing the script last night. I read the script, it's very good." Then the lady says, "For that you should give her credit." He says, "You should stay a little away from me. You've been getting a bit too close lately." She becomes very happy hearing that. Just then, Queen also arrives and sees Lily eating spicy noodles. She's surprised. She had told her that spicy noodles give her too much energy. Queen is constantly thinking about Lily. She says, "She's changed a lot." Then she says, "I want all the information about the day Bear had the accident." She gets fully dressed and goes to Leasing, telling him, "I'm going on a date." Leasing is smart and figures out her trick. She says, "What are you even talking about?" He says, "You won't go." She replies, "Forget it, I'll just book a taxi and go." But he says, "While I'm here, you'll take a taxi?" Then he takes her with him. They go to a vegetable shop. Someone says, "Are you both meeting at a vegetable shop?" Hearing this, Lily laughs. It's raining heavily. She bends down and says, "My stomach is hurting a lot." He says, "I'll take you to the hostel." She says, "No need, let's just go home." They spend a really nice time together, and Lily becomes very happy seeing this. Queen watches CCTV footage from the day of the accident. In the video, both Lily and Bear are present. She says, "I need more information." They are seen laughing together and wearing similar outfits, but one of them drops a cup and it breaks. She gets angry and leaves. Queen is taking photos of Listen. Just then, King Mark spills water on her. Queen takes her with her to change clothes, but this is actually part of her plan. While Lily is changing her dress, Queen looks at her back, but there is no sign of any injury, even though there was a wound on her back before. Seeing this, Queen becomes very shocked. She is writing something in her diary about license. Just then, someone arrives and teases her. He asks about the diary and grabs it. They start fighting with each other. Leasing also arrives there, and then he walks away. Do you really like him? If you do like him, then I should tell him. Lily says, "I'm a girl." And sex means you like him? She replies, "Stop talking and water the flowers." Then we see that someone gifts Chu a Chanel dress. He says, "There's a party this evening and you should wear this to the party." Then we see her getting ready alone, posing with the dress repeatedly, and keeps mentioning the Chanel. When he sees the Chanel, he understands that the sandals were given to her by Lily. He starts to act rough, and the heel of the sandal breaks. Seeing this, Lily gets very angry and starts shouting. Just then, a girl arrives named Lee, who is a very famous actress, but no one else gives her much attention. Still, Leasing doesn't show up. Meanwhile, someone else quickly arrives at the hotel room and starts asking about the girl. She says, "Where is that girl? Tell me." Leasing says, "What kind of questions are you asking?" She shows Lily's picture. He says, "There's nothing like that, you're misunderstanding." Then he tells her everything. "I was waiting for you, but you didn't come. That's why things got complicated. I drank a lot at the party, and she was just helping me." Hearing this, Lily feels emotional. He says, "Apologies aren't enough, you have to kiss me." Then Leasing kisses her. Someone says, "You're being very visible." Looks like they're having a meeting in the office. Tonight is a big film industry party, and tonight I'll expose her. But it wasn't her, it was her sister Lee. Lily says, "Before you say anything, you should think. There's no injury mark on your back. Everyone has shown the missing injury mark. Even Queen is shocked. We see how it all played out. We find out that Lizard already knew about Queen's plan against Lily. Then we see Bear, who has now been discharged from the hospital. It turns out her sister was pretending to be her. Bear says, "If you were injured, then get up from your chair and show it. But your hand isn't injured." Hearing this, everyone is shocked. Just then the police arrive and arrest Queen. Someone says angrily to Lily, "You shouldn't have lied to me. You should have just told me the truth. You know how much I like you. You should have at least told me." She praises him and says, "You did a great job in my absence. I'm proud of you." We see her looking at social media comments after exposing them. They are spending a great time together and dancing with each other. Suddenly he slips and falls down. He tells her, "Please, go outside for a bit." In the meeting, we see they are discussing the army and saying they need to find a new heroine. He says, "We need to work hard." Everyone comes together to make a list of top actresses so they can finalize their heroine. We see someone looking at Liv's picture. Just then, Dick arrives. Akash gives him the list of all actresses. He tells her, "She's a very good actress. What do you think about signing her?" She replies, "The director will decide about that." We see the movie's director having dinner and praising the movie's direction highly. He introduces them and she says, "There's no need, we already know each other." He says, "We want you in the movie." She says, "I need to go change my dress, I'm feeling warm." She looks at the list and says, "Leo's name isn't on it." She's a very good actress and we should finalize her. Hearing this, they both agree and say, "Okay." As they're about to leave, Bear sees them and looks a little angry. She says, "We shouldn't stay here anymore, we should go back home." Hearing this, Lee becomes very shocked. He says, "Right now, taking her from here isn't a good idea because the whole media is watching our company. I don't want a small mistake to ruin the company." Bear says, "I'll do just as you say. Your sister worrying about you is valid. And if you want to go, I won't stop you." He asks for money and says, "I really need some money." But she replies, "I don't have anything, I want to eat good food." There's a tiffin with very tasty food. Seeing the tiffin, Leasing becomes very happy. She helps him. Then she teaches License how to cook. He says, "I don't know how I'll live after you leave." Hearing this, Lily feels a little emotional. She says, "Before washing dishes, make sure you wear gloves." He says, "I already have gloves on." Just then, Lee's sister calls. Her sister tells her, "You should go back home within a day or two." He drops a plate. Hearing the sound, Lily rushes over. She says, "It slipped from my hand." He says, "How will I manage anything without you?" She tries very hard to get close, but just then, the girl's boyfriend arrives. As soon as he comes, the girl turns things around on Harmful. She tells her boyfriend, "This guy was teasing me." As soon as the boyfriend tries to raise his hand, Bear hits him on the face with a bottle, sprays his eyes, and then both of them leave from there. Next, we see someone rehearsing a romantic scene. She repeats all the lines to License, but he's very sleepy and keeps getting interrupted. The director praises her and says her acting is really very good, but the atmosphere is overly dramatic. Then we see Lily telling License, "I'm leaving this house. As soon as I go, if you realize you love me, then don't let me go. Say I love you." But in reality, nothing like that happens. Instead, Lizard says, "If you want, I can block you completely." Hearing that, Lily becomes very angry and says, "There's no need, I'll leave by myself." She returns home and Bear asks her, "How did you like Liv's acting?" Lily says, "I didn't find her acting that good." And License was trying to get very close to her. 500 says, "Then you must have been really upset." She replies, "It's nothing." Next, we see everyone in a meeting where Lou is staring at a picture. Seeing this, Lee feels very insecure she becomes a liability. The car breaks down, and they wait for a bus at the bus stand. Then they both travel together by bus, but as the bus takes a turn, they get into an accident. We find out that the guy is starting to like Lily. She doesn't respond. He scolds her and says, "Go sit in the office and do your work." She doesn't answer and leaves. He feels very bad. That night, License makes a plan and calls Lily, telling her, "I'm feeling really bad." Hearing that, Lily gets very scared and runs to him. She says, "I'll stay with you tonight. I won't leave you." License goes to freshen up. When he returns, he finds Lily asleep. He takes a picture of her and sends it. Seeing the picture, Bear is shocked and says, "What are these two doing?" They are seen eating together. He joins them and eats, but after a while he tries to get close again, which scares him a lot. They sit and eat together and spend time with each other. Lily says, "If you tease me while I'm drinking, I won't spare you. You're a good friend." Hearing this, Lysing says, "She's not your friend anymore, she's my friend." Lily's sister comes the next day and tells Bear, "Where were you last night?" Bear replies, "I don't need to work with Lansing anymore. I'll return to my own job." She says, "Come back home as soon as possible." As soon as she gets back home, she sees someone at the door, a guy who had been sent to collect something. He asks, "Why haven't you cleaned your room?" The bed is dirty, and it seems the hair on it is from someone named Meat. She says, "I don't like this kind of image at all, and I'm taking myself out of this work." The media finds out that Lizard and B.I. have separated. It starts trending all over social media. He tells his assistant, "Just watch, Lady will come back to my house within 3 days." License talks about the situation and asks, "What should we do now?" Legging says, "Listen to me," and whispers something in her ear. Meanwhile, Lily is getting ready. Her sister comes to her and asks, "Where are you going?" But it's not for a stroll, she's going to meet License. He's waiting for her. They get close, and all the media outlets are taking pictures of them. They're eating at a restaurant when a violinist starts disturbing them. It turns out, it's none other than Harf. Lily recognizes him and says, "Come aside and listen to me." She asks, "Why are you here? Why are you disturbing us both?" He says, "I was sent here to keep an eye on you two, and I'll finish my job no matter what." The next day, someone asks where they are. They say, "Why are you scaring me like this?" Bear says, "You're just a bunch of fools." And someone tries to kiss her. Then someone says, "We should break up." But Lily says, "I like things this way," and walks away. Athletic says, "I officially announce that I'm dating your sister now." We see someone wearing a designer shirt and coming to the office. Legging arrives and says, "Do all this at home. Only do your job in the office." Then someone receives a huge bouquet of flowers as a gift. It turns out it wasn't from anyone else but from her. All the workers are very surprised. They sit and eat together, spending great time. Then someone comes, and seeing both of them, becomes jealous. He says, "I should go to my girlfriend too." But when he starts eating near Ding, he smells something terrible in the food. He walks away, saying, "I think he's lying to Lady. He's not being loyal." Then he says, "Let's go watch a movie tonight." She doesn't reply, but he says, "Please come. I'll wait for you." He keeps waiting, but Ding doesn't show up. Instead, she sends one of her friends with flowers. Seeing this, Legging gets very angry. He asks about it, but she gives no reply. Then someone comes and says, "Don't flirt with my friend." It starts raining. Hanfu says, "I'll bring an umbrella for you." He even calls Bear, but she walks away. When he comes back with the umbrella, he sees that Bear isn't there anymore. He tries calling her, but she doesn't pick up. He becomes very worried. When he returns home, he finds Bear in front of him. He asks, "Why didn't you pick up my call?" Bear replies, "My phone battery died." He invites her to dinner. She finally agrees. They go out for dinner and spend a great time together. It's clear now that he really cares about her and loves her deeply. Next, we see License's business partner, who also meets with Lady. The two talk to each other, and because of deep misunderstanding, we see Miss Ning and License shopping together. It's clear that Lily is very kind. She has a gentle smile and a good heart. Someone asks, "Are you in love with her?" Ling replies, "There's nothing like that," and walks away. When License was in college, he really liked a girl, but they had a huge fight. Someone is very shocked while cleaning. When Bear's phone rings, she asks, "Whose call is that?" He shows it to her and says, "It's your ex-boyfriend." He studied in the same college as Bear, but now they've broken up. Both of them talk about college memories. Sujan gives her a painting as a gift. Harmful is waiting for Bear, and he is very hurt. We see Lily thinking about Miss Ning and wondering what happened between Legging and that girl. She suspects he loved her. Thinking about all this makes her very troubled. Next, we see Bear's friend calling her. So, Young from BSE asks to meet her. Someone answers the call. It's all too much. He takes Bear's phone and turns it off. He says, "Who are you to speak like this? This is my house, not yours." Hearing that, someone says, "Fine, I'll leave this house," and walks away. She suspects that the hair in the bathroom belongs to License. The story becomes emotional. They are sitting together and drinking. Legging, who becomes very happy because of the drinks, while Harf feels very upset because of Bear. We see Bear thinking about Hans. Thinking about him makes her feel very sad and miss him deeply. License asks, "Are you upset with me?" Lily replies, "How can I be upset with you?" He asks, "Why aren't you eating?" After dinner, Lily is lost in thoughts about Listening's care, and then she leaves. License had liked a picture, and seeing that makes Lily very angry. She says, "I posted 3 pictures, but you didn't like even one. But as soon as Miss Ning posted hers, you liked it." He says, "What are you saying? I didn't even see your posts." But she doesn't listen and says, "Throw Sherpin outside." He says, "If throwing Sherpin out makes you trust me, then fine." He picks up Sherpin and throws it out. He hugs her and says, "I truly love you. Never doubt me." Later she says, "I completely trust you." Next, we see a full group meeting where they're discussing their next project. License notices mixing helping someone, which causes suspicion. He says she looks good. Hearing this, Miss Ning reveals her hairpin. She asks about her eyes, then says, "He left me, and now I'm alone." Hearing this, Mary is shocked. She says, "Don't worry, I've arranged a nurse for myself." Later, Lily goes to Harmful and asks him about her brother's fight. He says the reason for the fight was no one else but Suyan. Hearing Suyan's name, Legging is also shocked. He says, "If he's back, then we'll handle it ourselves." They say, "For our new project, we need a scriptwriter. I'll talk to him." They invite him to the evening party, but he replies, "I won't come to the party." Everyone is shocked. He says, "I absolutely won't collaborate with BSE colleges." He also says, "Until she collaborates, I won't write the script for your movie." Hearing that, the lady is very surprised. They continue discussing their new project. "This project is very important for our company. I will give it my best." Then he brings Lily home. He cares a lot for her and finally apologizes to VR. Hearing this, Hans is very surprised. BF is very upset. He hugs her. Meanwhile, we see Legging meeting with BSC. Someone asks, "If your sister and Leasing are drowning in water, who would you save?" Hearing that, Lily is very shocked. She says, "What kind of strange question is that?" Bear says, "I need an answer." Lily becomes very confused. He says, "I know how to swim, save your sister." She becomes happy and says, "You understand me so well." Then she leaves. License says, "I know you'll do anything for your own benefit." She replies, "If because of you my sister is hurt, I won't forgive you." Hearing this, Leasing becomes completely silent. She says, "Why are you acting suspicious? Did my sister say something to you?" He replies, "There's nothing like that." Some workers are talking badly about License's family. Legging is overhearing and becomes very angry. Before he can say anything, Ding comes and stops him. She says, "The whole media is watching our company. This upcoming project is very important for us." Bear gets a call from Yvonne. Hans picks up the call. He says, "Bear is not free right now. She's taking a shower," and ends the call. She asks, "Whose call was it?" "It was from Tufan. He was asking about you. I told him you're in the shower." While discussing the script, a girl named Yuvika accuses someone, saying, "This script doesn't belong to Sarita, it's mine." She accuses her of stealing the script. Hearing this, everyone is shocked. She becomes angry and says to License, "This girl is lying. I could never do something like that." Everyone turns against her and says, "We should cancel this script." She tries to explain, but no one listens to her. We see her very upset and alone. Lansing comes to her and tries to understand her. She says, "Harmful is innocent, and I don't want anything bad to happen to him." Listen says, "Okay, I'll give you 3 days. You must prove his innocence." Finally, Lily becomes happy after hearing this. She tells all the members of her team, "We have 3 days to prove his innocence." She says, "I'll have to work very hard." She tells someone, I've been given just 3 days, so don't create any problems. He replies, I won't do anything at all. She says, you should talk to him. Then Lily says, I'll go meet Uncle Yu. She tries to talk to him, but he doesn't answer any of her questions. She starts a video and says, both of them are blackmailing me. Hearing this, Lily is completely shocked. She tells Drink, she's so rude. She keeps working late into the night. Seeing Dung helping her makes her really happy. She tells her to stay strong. Lily says, I know he's a fool, but that doesn't mean I can't help you. You'll have to do everything yourself. Hearing that, Lily becomes very happy and says, as long as you're with me, I feel very confident. Meanwhile, we see Bear on social media looking at what people are saying. Then BI arrives. He talks to Harfus about the matter. She says, I don't care what people are saying about me. I only know how much Bear cares for me. They see that Bear's best friend is staying in a hotel at the moment. They go to meet her. She's a huge fan. Her friend tells her everything about Yuvika, that Yuvika's boyfriend works with her and he's a casting editor. Hearing this, Lily is completely stunned. She goes to meet Lily and says, I know you're lying. Tell me clearly, what do you want? Then she talks about the boyfriend and says, I spoke with him yesterday too. He's out of town and will be back in 2 days. Hearing that, the lady says, we only have 1 day left. We must act fast. But she doesn't agree. Next, she pretends to faint and again makes the same request. When he looks at her, he walks away without saying anything. It hurts Lily a lot, and she leaves the place, upset. At that moment, Dingaga talks to her and says, even if no one believes you, I have complete trust in you. When Bear finds out everything, she gets an idea. She shares her plan with people. Everyone smiles. They go to ask the boyfriend about the matter, but Yuvika's boyfriend avoids the question and leaves. In fact, he says, I was the one who gave the money. I was blackmailed. She told me that if I didn't, she would ruin our company's reputation. She even threatened that she would harm Harfu someday. That's why I was forced to give her 5 million. He then says that everything she's been saying to everyone is a complete lie. When Vilvac finds out, she tells her boyfriend, your girlfriend is in serious trouble. Eventually, everything gets resolved, and everyone becomes very happy. They sit together and have dinner. After a few drinks, Clutch becomes very emotional. He tells his brother, back in school, many boys used to bully you, and you would say that you didn't have a younger brother. That used to hurt me a lot. He tells him so. Any misunderstanding you have, you should clear it. Always be there to help him. As he's saying that, Beer's parents suddenly arrive and are shocked to see the two of them together. They angrily say, come home immediately. When they ask, who are you? He replies, I'm his boyfriend. We're going to get married very soon. Then we see that they bring the marriage license, which shocks Harfu. But it turns out they brought it to make things official. She's very happy about the relationship and says, you two should get married as soon as possible. She tries to talk to them about the license, but they won't listen. Next time we see that Legging's parents came yesterday. They asked to meet them, and the whole family is having dinner together. Legging's mom scolds him and says, you should learn something from your elder brother. He feels very hurt by her words and leaves the table. He tells his mom, don't worry, I'll go and talk to my brother. Finally, the two brothers sit together and have a heart-to-heart. He tells his brother the full truth from their childhood. He says, that girl was really cruel. She always ignored me. I never told you about it because I didn't want her to hurt you, but now I want you to know. His words touch his brother, and the misunderstanding comes to an end. Everyone becomes very happy. Later, when something goes wrong, License says, what's wrong? Please listen to me. She replies, I need a sanitary pad. Hearing that, he immediately runs to get one for her and brings it back, placing it gently on her face. The workers are surprised to see him doing this, but she becomes very happy seeing his effort. In another scene, we see him cooking soup for her. When Ling Suk tastes it, she finds it delicious, but when she looks at his hand, she notices an injury. Firing treats his wound and takes great care of him, and he feels very happy. In the next part of the film, he tells someone, I want to propose to Drink, but I still don't know if she truly loves me or not. She says, if I had a plane, that would mean I love you very much. Then the lights suddenly go out, and License is by her side. He comes and says, I can see something ahead. He tries to scare her and get close to her, but Ring says, I'm not scared at all. This scares him instead, and he starts to panic. Then Legging starts acting strange and Firing hugs him. Lighting prepares a surprise for him again and proposes. Denge kisses him. Lilio and Lacing see them and are very happy. Next time she brings coffee for him. He says, Lacing is not in the office. He went out for a meeting. When she calls Release, he says, it was an emergency, that's why I came alone. Next time I'll inform you. Lily finds out that Missing was also with him and feels very upset. A scene is shot where she is very happy because the scarf was specially for her. She's happy and says something but goes to the office wearing a similar scarf. He gets very angry and says, you cheated on me. Lacing comes to talk to her, but Deli doesn't respond and walks away. Seeing this reaction shocks Lacing. Then he sees that even Nay has worn a similar scarf. She says, I like the scarf a lot, so I bought it myself. Why were you upset? On the other side, we see them sitting together and eating. They are dressed very well, and she becomes happy seeing the locket. He says, I didn't give that scarf to Missing. She bought it herself. Hearing that, Lily feels relieved, says sorry, and then both hug each other. At that moment, Missing arrives. Lily pretends and says something, then License lifts her in his arms, which surprises her. Everyone arrives there. She says, put me down. Yuzing says, you're injured. But Deli says, no, I'm completely fine. Then we see everyone talking about Ding. Just then, Denge and Lens arrive. Denge announces in front of everyone, he's my boyfriend and we're dating. They hug each other and all the workers become very happy. Next, we see he came to drop her off. Lily kisses him, but her mom sees them. Then we see her parents, who are very angry. Upon hearing them, Lily says she is completely fine. But she clearly tells her parents that she will marry him and holds License's hand, taking him away. Seeing this shocks her parents greatly. Later, she talks about License and says, no matter what happens, I love you like this. I want to say I love you. At the painting exhibition, she sees her own picture that was made for her. Seeing the painting, she becomes very upset. If someone asks, don't you like me? He replies, maybe not here, but I do like you. I will always love only you. In the film, we see she goes to meet Baya, her brother, but at that moment, Ankas's girlfriend arrives. He leaves immediately, feeling very overwhelmed. Siwan's girlfriend is pregnant. He's going to become a father. Scene shifts, Paya is seen looking at the painting. He holds the painting and says to License, throw this painting away, I don't need it. Then a call comes from her grandfather asking her to urgently return home. When she comes back home, License is seen having dinner with her parents. She is shocked to see this. That night, Lily talks to her mom about License. Her mom says, License is a very good person, but I worry about you a lot because you're too innocent. I don't want you to get hurt. Lily replies, I trust License completely. He will never hurt me. Next time, License says, I truly love you. I will always stay with you and help you through every difficult time. Hearing this makes Lily very happy. She says, I want Paya to realize my importance and care for me. She says, I have an idea, and asks for his card. Just then, Beer arrives and says, he's my boyfriend, and tells her to leave. He had planned a whole act to make Bahaya feel Lily's importance, and he becomes very happy. Then we see they should go on a date with Harfu and spend time together. But BSA says, I'm very afraid of love. I don't want what Suvita did to me to happen again. I don't want to be hurt like that. BN replies, it's not necessary that everyone is like Sujan. Yes, someone might be different. They are seen together. Answer says, tomorrow is a very special day. She says, I know, tomorrow is your birthday. Hearing that surprises him a lot. Next time we see her feeling very sick because she had too much ice cream, but License holds her hand and takes care of her. Just then, a call comes about an important meeting. Today we have a very important meeting. But she feels very unwell. He says, you have to attend the meeting now. In the meeting, Beer feels very overwhelmed. She is in a big hurry and tries to go to Harsu. As soon as she steps out of the office, someone arrives who has arranged a surprise for Baya. It's a happy birthday surprise, and she kisses him again. Next, we see her friend's call comes in. She goes to meet her friends for a business meeting. One of them has recently come from abroad for a business trip to China. It turns out that he works for a company that is a major rival of the living film industry. Meanwhile, License brings Lily to meet his mom and grandfather, but they heavily criticize him. There's a lot of confusion. Then they say, your choice is very good, and she relaxes. She sits with her mom looking at her childhood photos where she used to play. Suddenly, Leaching also arrives and says he also used to play there as a child. Hearing this shocks Lily. He shows her some childhood items which she recognizes, and it's revealed that he is actually Lily's childhood friend. They used to play together in childhood. Lily becomes very happy seeing him, and the two of them have a great time together and really enjoy themselves. Then they all eat together and have a good time, but seeing them together, Sada becomes very jealous. Next, we see Beer, who starts behaving very rudely with everyone. Seeing this behavior, Leaching becomes very angry and says, "You just quietly do your work." He's also surprised by her behavior. Then Missing also arrives. They're both shocked to see each other. When Lily finds out that Missing is her friend, she's very surprised. She realizes she needs her help to impress him. At first, she hesitates but then agrees. They go shopping together and he buys something for Missing. When she returns home, they talk about business matters. We see that some distance has started to grow between Liv and Lily. She becomes very shocked and says, "You're misunderstanding everything." Then Ding arrives and takes her away. Ding tells Lacing everything about Lily and Beer and explains that they are clean sisters. She leaves after explaining everything. Lily becomes very happy seeing the gift. Her parents are watching, and just then, Leaching also arrives. But her parents take her back home. She says, "Wait, I brought you coffee." And as she leaves, Leaching gets up and goes to the room, starting to think about doing something big. Next, we see Lily talking to her mom, and Leaching is also with them. Watching both of them, she says, "I have some important work, so I won't be able to come today." It becomes clear that this is a plan between Missing and Leaching, because Missing likes Chan Li, while Chan Li likes someone else. What will happen next? We'll find out later. She had gone shopping with her mom. She says nothing at all, investors are needed, and she says, "I'm ready to help him." She becomes very happy. All right, she starts working, but License has a deep rivalry. They also see Missing and Lycan. Missing knows that at this time, he is outside. Pretending, she tells Leaching, "If he had wanted, he could have brought investors to your company, but he deliberately didn't." Then she starts speaking very badly about License. Lily is listening to their conversation. Next time, Legs brings her home where he doesn't call her Bia, but instead uses her real name. Hearing that shocks Lily completely. She says, "I found out everything about your brother. Someone's call comes in from 2 days ago regarding their relationship." She says, "He took a lot of money from us for this job." He replies, "Don't worry, I'll finish my work soon." She is thinking about Button, very disturbed. She looks at some documents and seeing them, she can't believe her eyes. Just then he arrives and an argument starts. She becomes very angry and says, "You lied to me. You said you'd send a message for Leaching, but you didn't do it at all." He tries to talk to Legs, tries hard to explain, but she doesn't listen to a single word and walks away. It gets very late. Next time we see the next person's health deteriorates. He gets a high fever. He comes with medicine, but she is not there. On the other side, we see she has returned home. Her condition is very bad. Seeing her like this, her mom and grandfather become very worried and very angry at License. When Release asks about it, she says, "I'm very sick, I need to rest." On the other side, we see Missing trying to get close to License, but he shows no emotion. Missing quietly leaves. In the next scene, he comes to meet her at home. He says, "You should leave from here, I saw you with Lycan." He becomes jealous and leaves. He says, "Whatever music you're doing, I will expose everything to the people." He sits alone while it rains heavily, and he looks very shocked. On the other side, Deli keeps thinking only about License and says, "There's no point in you sitting here. You should return home." As he returns home, he faints on the way. Missing brings him back to her house. He becomes very hopeless. She says, "Why didn't you tell me how much you care for him? Don't be upset. Everything will be fine." Meanwhile, he comes and tells him, "You shouldn't give up." He says, "I know you love her. You should go back to Lily as soon as possible." He replies, "Let's hope the story doesn't end in a way that causes fear." Right then, as he looks out the window, he sees License. License goes out to meet Lily. He tells her the whole truth about Leaching, that he's actually a very dangerous person. He wanted to stay close to her to gather information about their company. Hearing this, Lily is completely shocked. "He even came to my house and into my room," she says. "He wanted to steal secret information from our company and harm us." They hug and both are very happy. She says, "I'm leaving your life forever." Next, Leaching comes to talk to her, but Lily insults him badly. She says, "You were my childhood friend. You should feel guilty for what you did. Hearing her words, Leaching feels very hurt and says only a few words in his defense. Just then, Lansing arrives. Lily runs to him and says, "I love you." Lansing says, "I love you too," and then they hug each other. This is where our happy ending happens. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Check out more recaps you'll absolutely love right here.